We were invited to the G20 summit. The G20 summit is not for Jamaica, you know. I'm coming back to that. Give me a second. I'll come back to counteract misinformation. Go and help you, sir. Go and help you. All right? All right, so G20 stands for of 20. The G20 is an international forum made up of 19 countries. And when you hear of G20, you're talking about the 20 largest economies in the world. Jamaica no come near this, or not at all. The G20 meets to discuss global economic issues like trade, finance, and climate change. The argument is that Prime Minister Holness should not have attended. Jamaica is not part of the G20. G20, G stands for group, 20. 20 countries in the world that have the largest economies. There is no country in the Caribbean that is part of the G20. The countries are Argentina, Australia, Brazil, Canada, China, France, Germany, India, Indonesia, Italy, Japan, Mexico, Russia, Saudi Arabia, South Africa, South Korea, Turkey, the United Kingdom, the United States, and the European Union. Jamaica no in adesso. All right? Now, Jamaica got invited before. This is the second time that Jamaica was invited. Recall that the Prime Minister is the chairman of CARICOM, and the G20 discusses climate change. Climate change has, which is why the United States boycotted, really, because they don't believe in climate change. But climate change is affecting small states, small island states like Jamaica, and we see the result in Hurricane Melissa. But Jamaica got invited because these 20 countries in the world recognize Jamaica's economic potential. The G20 focuses on global and economic stability. Why is Jamaica being invited? You bloggers and commentators for the PNP. Uno really, how must I describe them? Can somebody give me a word? Give me a word. Jamaica girl, give me a word for them. Why is Jamaica being invited to sit with the 20 most powerful countries in the world? Why? Not the G7, G20. The president of South Africa. You know, South Africa is a powerhouse. So what happened is that the country that is hosting the G7 is allowed to invite a few people. And Jamaica, Jamaica, little Jamaica, got invited. Why? Think about it. You think I like them like us so? You think it's Usain Bolt, Shelley and Fraser Price, or is reggae music, or is jerk chicken? You think it's some jerk chicken they want at the summit? Why they invited Jamaica? Huh? You know, I told him last night that that is like the big boys in Jamaica, Michael Lee Chin and, you know, Sandals, Adam Stewart, Matalons having a meeting at down at the Rock in Kingston or up at the Pegasus, and they send you an invitation. you know belong in that company. You know, Jamaica went to the G20 in 2018, you know, in Argentina. And now the president of South Africa invited Jamaica as a guest of the president, because the host country gets to invite someone. Does this not provide Jamaica a significant opportunity to have its voice? You know, I heard Mr. Holness. Can we find him? Can we find it? Yeah, I heard him addressing the G20. And I tell you, Jamaicans, I tell you something. When you hear the PNP people them talking, turn them off. I beg you, just turn them off, because they are doing nothing but seeking to divide Jamaica. Listen to the Prime Minister as he addressed the G20. Hold on. Okay, let's go to him now. Listen to the Prime Minister as he makes the case before the big boys of the world. Little Jamaica, a population of $3 million. Harry, what is our per capita income? I'd love to get it from you, Harry. Harry, what is Jamaica's per capita income? Or Caroline, can you research that and send it to me, please? Jamaica's per capita income, and compare that to the United States. And let me show Jamaica that Jamaica, not in this league, but was invited. Wow! Listen to your Prime Minister.
Hurricane Vanessa, one of the most powerful hurricanes recorded in the Atlantic. The true economic impact will take months to fully quantify. However, preliminary estimates already indicate catastrophic losses. Prime Minister Carney pointed out that it is estimated that we've lost, in terms of physical damage, approximately $8.8 billion, or an equivalent of approximately 41% of our GDP. 45 lives were tragically lost. This devastation occurred despite years of strengthening preparedness guided by robust protocols and legislation. For Jamaica and for other small island developing states in Caribbean and beyond, the climate crisis is not abstract. It is not an academic consideration. It is an existential threat. A single climate-driven event can erase decades of progress, destabilize public finances, and constrain development trajectories overnight. Disaster risk reduction is therefore not merely a policy priority, it is fundamental to our national survival. Recovery and reconstruction will be a formidable task, but Jamaica is not daunted. We are determined to rebuild stronger, more resilient, and more sustainable. We have already activated our multi-layer disaster risk financing.
All right, the audio is not the best quality, but that is the Prime Minister at the G20 summit. Let me tell you something. There are countries in the world that would die to be invited to the G20. Huh? You don't get invited here. This is where global economic stability is being discussed. Trade and investment, climate change and energy policies, development issues, financial systems and crisis responses. The G20 represents around 85% of global GDP. You hear that? This country, these 20 countries represent 85% of the world's wealth. The other 15%, only 20 countries in the world control 85% of the world's gross domestic product. 75% of the world's trade is controlled by these 20 countries. And you are telling me that Jamaica, in getting an invitation to come here, so mustn't go? You people don't wish Jamaica no good, man. You don't wish Jamaica no good at all. 2/3 of the world's population live in these 20 countries. You hear that? And Jamaica was invited. before Hurricane Melissa? Why would they invite Jamaica before Hurricane Melissa? Because the invitation was not because of Hurricane Melissa, you know. It is because these powerful countries see the potential that Jamaica, little Jamaica, is finding its footing, and it is becoming an economic powerhouse in the world. They have seen Jamaica's recovery, Jamaica's resilience, Jamaica's management of its economy, and the world recognize it. The people of Jamaica don't see it, but the 20 most powerful countries in the world see it. And that is very, very significant. So why should the Prime Minister stay home? Why should the Prime Minister stay home and not attend? Already, South Africa is discussing with us a partnership. And I am sure that other countries in this G7, G20 will engage the Prime Minister, including Canada, Brazil. I saw the Prime Minister meeting with the Brazilian president. It's not likely that Jamaica would be invited for a state visit to Brazil. We were invited for a state visit in India. What are you talking about, guys? What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Such is the the poor level of linking discussions that lift people to understand where we are in the world and how we are going forward. Yeah? It's disappointing, man. And so we have the task, as the Prime Minister has asked, to help to educate the people of Jamaica. We ask for your support to sponsor the program. Each day, the G20 provides a critical platform for Jamaica to advocate for climate justice and secure international support for its recovery effort. We just had a devastating hurricane. 40% of the economy shut down, and Jamaica gets invited to the 20 the richest countries in the world, and we mustn't go? Rubbish your talk. Casey, good morning.
Hey, good morning, neighbor. How are you doing?
Well, you are out of the had flu last week. How are you doing now? You're at school?
Well, not too bad. I'm not too bad at all. I'm finishing a 2-mile walk. I'm close to the end of a 2-mile walk.
Yes.
Yes, so I'm good. Good
Right.
this morning. Yes. How are you?
Well, not too bad. I'm here trying to see if I can decipher a few things. First of all, the criticisms coming out of sections of the opposition that the Prime Minister ought not to have attended the G20. What's your view on that? Oh, we've lost him. Or his microphone is muted. Okay.
Yes, neighbor. The stand that the opposition have taken is unfortunate, very, very unfortunate. And these people are acting more and more as if they don't want any good for the country as long as it's not under their government. We should be applauding the country and the Prime Minister just for being invited to the G20 summit.
Yes.
But they don't want to highlight the fact that it's a table that we would not have been invited to sit around if it wasn't for the most honorable Dr. Andrew Michael Holness. And that's a fact. And that's their reason. Politics again. The PNP is putting politics at the forefront of everything. And they don't want to applaud the government. They don't want to congratulate the government because it will contradict. It will contradict everything they set to campaign on. So they have found themselves in a sticky position, neighbor, where only lies, misinformation, and spreading false narrative. Yes, neighbor.
I'm getting a little restriction notice because they feel that you are driving. So can you get to a quieter place and let's continue, please?
I'm actually walking, but in a few minutes I'll read that.
All right, great. So Casey is on the road, and there are community guidelines that suggest that if the app picks up that you're on the road driving, they'll just kick you off. All right. So we're trying to get him to a quieter space. Is there anyone else that wants to come up? We could take you. Top of the morning at 12 to 11, saying good afternoon to good girl Diane, good morning to you. Hello, good morning, sir. Morning, sir. It's Jamaican, morning. The Jamaican morning, Marlon. Isadora, morning to you. Top of the morning. Widex, good morning to Widex. Good morning to you, sir. Want to thank you so much for your support. Your continuous support to Politics Plus. Thank you very much, sir. Really appreciate it. Okay. Good morning, Marlon.
Mr. Neighbour, how are you doing?
I'm fine. How are you? Where are you calling from?
I'm in Panama City, Florida.
You're in Florida, Panama City, Jamaica. Thank you so much.
I'm from St. Mary, Jamaica.
Okay, fantastic. How are things there?
A bit on the slower side.
When you say slow, what do you mean?
But it's okay.
What do you mean slow?
The tourist season, things kind of slow down a bit.
Oh, okay. What's happening? Tell me what's on your mind.
But it's okay. Well, I've been listening to your program from before the election,
Yes. Why you
and
keep listening?
I find it very intriguing, very interesting.
Well, thank you, sir.
Yeah, and I really appreciate the job that you're doing because these people seem to have their own agenda, and they seem to stop at nothing in trying to achieve that agenda. And that
Yes.
agenda that they have is to bring back Jamaica into the 18 and a half years that the People's National Party has strangled the country.
But let me ask you something, sir. Why would someone here in Jamaica be suggesting that an invitation to the G20 should not be accepted by our Prime Minister? How could you reach that conclusion?
Because they are backward thinking, so that's the reason.
No, man, but no matter how backward thinking you are, sir, if you get an invitation from Michael Leachin or Adam Stewart to come to Sandals, you wouldn't pick it up, sir?
Yes, you actually go ahead with it because
Wouldn't you see that as an opportunity to advance yourself?
like, precisely.
Come on. I could not.
Jamaica.
I am here hosting this program. And imagine if we should get an email that the Prime Minister is invited us to a meeting to talk about, you think we shouldn't take it up, sir?
Yes, I would definitely.
Come now. You think Michael Leachin could invite me to a meeting in Kingston and I don't go? Come on.
You lose a massive opportunity.
Sir, 85% of the world's wealth is right here in South Africa, you know. The leaders of 85% of the world's wealth are meeting in South Africa. And Jamaica is invited, sir, and people are saying we shouldn't go there.
Yes, and we were invited before the catastrophe. So
That's exactly so.
it's a very good opportunity for us to reach out
But it
in
is
person.
even more, if it is even more so now that we need help. We need help.
Right, that's what.
And you have the 20 largest economies in the world right in front of you to beg them for some help.
And the best way to do it is to be there in person.
I beg you, you're right about it. I must stop listening to these people, man. These people are crazy.
The best way is to be in person.
The best way there is
Because
to be. I see the
if
Prime
you ask someone for help over the internet and you be in person asking the person, they will feel more sympathetic towards you. You be in front of them.
But I believe, sir, that you see now that Jamaica has gotten this hit from Melissa, I know that these 20 rich countries in the world, every single one of them wants to reach out to the Prime Minister there, meet with him, and say how they can help Jamaica. These people, I wonder if they wish Jamaica any good, or it's that they are blind.
Because the whole world is seeing the progress Jamaica making, apart from few who seem to have their own agenda and trying to tear down the Prime Minister and the country. But the whole world is seeing the progress.
To the point, sir, where the Prime Minister is coming out to say he needs help. He needs help to combat misinformation. And I am saying to the Prime Minister, we here at Politics Plus, we're going to help you. We're going to help you.
And I see it also because a lot of disinformation and outright lies is going out there. They need a mechanism to combat. Every time that someone puts out something, they counteract it.
Well,
Because if it constantly do like that, people is going to believe. And you know, the people, once they're feeding something on a regular basis, even if it's not true, because they keep on hearing it so often, then it seems like it is true.
Yeah.
And people do not do any research. You know, they just hear something and they don't hear the full context of it. But they hear something that strikes their ears and they just run it what they hear, not knowing the full context of it. And they
Yeah.
just keep on putting out these bites just to catch the stimulate the mind of the people. Because people tend to run with negativity more than anything positive.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes, sir. And you know, if it means that our program will have to monitor misinformation and come on every time we hear it, we come on to counteract it. We're gonna do it. We're gonna do it, sir. Every time we see them put out something that is not correct, we will come on and give the people the correct information. The other thing, sir, is how do you feel about the whole point of balancing relief with responsibility? Do you agree that we need to strike a balance there?
A balance in what?
Relief and responsibility.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, the relief has to be for those who mostly in need.
Correct.
And you have to do it on a case basis. So if you are in need, you might be in need today, but not so much in need tomorrow.
Correct.
So you have to go along by helping those who are in dire straits and most needed. And those
Yes,
who
you know,
can help themselves,
the
those who can
government
help
say,
themselves will have to help themselves.
uh-huh.
Because the situation that is the government alone cannot do the work. And the government does not have the budget to do all that work.
Yeah.
Over 8 billion US dollars worth of damage. And the Prime Minister said that is just infrastructural damage. That has nothing to do with the relief.
Correct.
So people have this mindset, and it is stemming from the regime of the PNP that the government is responsible for you.
Yeah, I'm telling my
The
listeners,
government should create, the government should
whenever
create a
I hear,
situation.
yeah,
The government should create a situation and an environment that you can strive in
correct.
to attract investors and to have a economy that is thriving that you can benefit from it, not to sit down and hand out to you every day. And that's the mindset of a lot of people. And the Prime Minister is changing that culture, and that's the reason they do not like it.
Yeah.
The Prime Minister is changing that culture, and they do not like it.
I see Mr. I see Mr. Blair online. Huh? You know, Mr. Blair, I saw you criticizing me. Mr. Blair, why are you doing that, sir? Why are you criticizing me on something that I did not say? Not nice of you, sir. Come here, Mr. Blair. Johnny, hold on there, sir. Johnny? Morning, Johnny. All right. So we are under some restriction here because of that call that we had.
Yeah.
Good morning to you.
Hello.
Good morning to you, sir.
Yes, sir. Good morning to you, sir.
How you doing?
Yes, sir. Something come to me in a neighbor.
Yes.
And based on what I heard you this morning, about what the people or the PNP have been said about the Prime Minister. You know, I'm wondering if the PNP then just show out them false narrative for the people to talk about it and forget about who Mark Golden is and don't talk about who Mark Golden is and them things and what the PNP have done to the country. So when you find time to talk about what they said It's like you find say people not talk about Mark Golding, who he is and what he has done for him in the 90s. And all these things what the PNP do to the parish council and hand out money and all them stuff. The people not talk about them something there. People are talk about what PNP say. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. People just talking about what the PNP say, and you know,
you are saying that they are doing it to distract from them from their own.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Yes,
Right.
because some foolishness, some false narrative and some foolishness when they come out with it. We don't see no substance in a hit.
Yeah.
As with them say, the Prime Minister shouldn't go to South Africa now. You see any substance in that?
No, sir.
No substance isn't in that. So they don't get up and talk them things because they want to distract us from what they have done. That means we'll never talk about Mark Golding and the PNP.
But sir, I wonder if they understand what the invitation means for Jamaica. I don't think they do.
Some of them sometimes they will know sometimes they will know Neighbour, but they try to distract us from what they have done. You will never talk about. You know, so most of the time they were on live. Up till that day we wasn't alive with the PCC breeze them and couple. And from start talk about Mark Golding, then say them come off.
Yes. Yes, sir.
They say they not stay on the live and talk about Mark Golding. Yes. So you know, them try to distract us. Them to show about them things and talk about them things.
They're so disrespectful, sir.
Yeah.
This is not one Jamaica. It's almost like you have Jamaicans and you have comrades. Are comrades Jamaicans? Mr. Blair? Are comrades Jamaicans? The way they treat people, sir. The way they disrespect you and call you all type of dirty names. Right? And this little boy pun line I come you know, talk about Neighbour.
The people say they want Jamaica to be like 80. Mark Golding want Jamaica to be like 80 and then he stay in England and run it. Right, and run the country. So when he stay in England and do what you say man have nothing at Jamaica. Nothing, and the man have been here.
It's almost like you have Jamaicans and then you have PNP. It's not one country, sir. The PNP are behaving as if to say they are not Jamaicans. And when them be disrespectful, right? They can't have a conversation without telling you. I mean, it is so distasteful, sir.
At first, we see them as up me and
seriously, sir. I have been advised to speak to legal people about this, you know.
Yes.
Is there any legal recourse that you can take to protect your name and your image? You're gonna take people's image, putting up on social media and saying what they don't say. That's not right.
You know, see, they must say if TikTok, they must say if you want me live when I run live, if you want your camera and stuff. And see, caution can open film camera and I put up people picture up on platform and get open film camera.
No man, brethren, I'm going to tell you something today. If you listen, I need that thing withdrawn, you know, because you can't be putting out what I didn't say, right? I didn't say that.
Yeah, you didn't say that. So why putting it out?
Right? And all that is about, you know, sir, is that the Neighbour brand is popular. Because when you hashtag hello Neighbour, lots of people see. That's all that is about, you know. Right? It's people, them a look and views, them a look.
Yes. That's what they're doing.
Meow.
Yes, what you mean, Neighbour? You and them. Of course.
Yeah, man, something is about to hit you guys. You see, you better be careful. Right? Because there's a thin line between what is allowed and libel.
Yeah, that's true. They cannot do too much and I get away with it. They are doing so many and get away with it.
Good morning. Good morning. I can't even stay long. I'm just come and say, what me I tell you, say,
Neighbour, I'm getting busy again, Neighbour, so I have to run.
Take care.
Yeah, I can say something, because I work, so I can't stay long.
Yes,
But
Christopher.
I support you, Mr. Neighbor. Some of these people need.
In drop off. Prime Global, good morning.
Good morning, sir. Good morning. How are you doing?
Hi, sir. Haven't spoken to you in a long time.
Well, I'm busy. I'm very busy, but I listen to you, and I also listen to those folks. The question that I would ask myself, and I would ask generally, because you ask why are they saying what they are saying, is that what is the mental capacity, are the learning capacity, are the knowledge capacity of these people who are making this statement, asking this question as to why the Prime Minister is in South Africa and not in Westmoreland or St. Elizabeth? My view is that they don't know any better.
They don't know any better.
They don't know any better. And they're ignorant, or also they are there at the base of Party Central, their Party Central.
You're saying
No.
Party Central maybe behind them?
Maybe, and if they weren't behind them, sir, would they be doing it?
Wow.
But here's the thing. I am a patriotic Jamaican. No, it is said that the world is a stage. There is no bigger stage than this for the Prime Minister and the President of CARICOM to go and state his case of the deleterious effect that climate change has had on Jamaica. It is
And
an
the Caribbean. And the Caribbean
and the
too.
Caribbean at large, and also smaller states,
Yeah.
smaller developing states. I would have watched him, a little snippet of him making his presentation, and it was well crafted, well done. But I find it rather distasteful, and I'm wondering, as you rightly said, we two Jamaicans, because you listen to these people, you can't even, I don't want him to repeat some of the things I heard. But
Yes,
as
sir.
I said, the world is a stage, and what better stage to go and make your case? Where else should the Prime Minister be? Because here he has an opportunity not just to appeal to these industrialized country, which he did, and very, very meticulous, very articulately, but also, given the state that we are in and the massive help that we need, it also opened the eyes, and it sort of touches a vein or a chord, and more, we will get more assistance.
Yes, because the emotions would be raw, and people's ability to give at this point will be open. And Prime Global, we don't know what the Prime Minister and his delegation is doing behind the scenes. Right?
Well, I've seen pictures, so I can only imagine.
Well, I can tell you what meetings they are having, what commitments they are making, what partnerships they are forming on behalf of Jamaica at a time like this. Because let me tell you something. Loan organizations, countries that have the ability to help, I think they will respond kindly to Jamaica at this time, especially because Jamaica is going there, sir. Because Jamaica is being recognized as a country that has been managing its affairs well, its economic affairs.
Yeah, because the Prime Minister is making his the case, not just, as I said, not just for Jamaica and the Caribbean and small state, is that for Jamaica, is that the country would have moved from a particular financial position, and we basically would be poised. And here we are, like you're in the moment, and then disaster just 24 hours the next day, so to speak. So he's really appealing to the these industrialized, these wealthier states to assist as best as they could. But not only that, but where they were and all of that in 24 hours, they have to start all over again.
Correct.
And then now you have these idiots, these morons. I don't know what to think of this. I don't. I mean, but the prime minister should be here, there, and everywhere. He should be in South Africa.
Yes.
The whole 38 of them should be in South Africa. And when I say 30, not 38, is it 38 or 35, whatever. The whole of them should be in South Africa. Let the PLP them stay out here so and run around like headless chicken, because let me tell you something. If Jamaicans have any sense, I don't want to sound, because I really not too much into this politics thing, but I think it is really very distasteful, because in fact, it is so bad. I saw a post where this gentleman was he's in Jamaica, but he's an American. He wanted to find out, and he used the word, I don't know why he used that word, creditable places where he could send to aid. So somebody typed in, do not send it with the government, because I think the government as a site. So I said, you're a wretched soul. Then I tell the government, I made some suggestions to him, because there are, I know of some aid group that some of them are familiar with, they work with the church that I attend. And
I'm not hearing you so well, though. I don't know your muffling.
Okay, maybe because my mouth is not near to the speaker. No, what I'm saying is that looking at the post, I was very upset, but I took the opportunity to enlighten the person as to some of the aid group that are here, and some of our local people, like like Ramesh and some other guys. You don't want to mention too much name, but yes, use the government platform. Then use whatever means you can. And I made some suggestion to him. But it is true that
no, I'm not hearing you at all, sir. I don't know what's happening.
Well, I don't know. I'm hearing you.
Yeah, but the listener's not hearing you either at all.
I don't know why. The thing is,
reconnect, please. Reconnect. All right, Casey. Casey.
Hey, good morning again, neighbor. Good morning again. Good morning, everybody.
Yeah. Top.
How's the audio now?
Audio is better. Audio is better. Thank you so much. You hear?
Okay. Neighbor, as I was saying, it is so unfortunate, the reaction of the opposition to the Prime Minister's attendance at the G20 summit. This is something that could have and should have been celebrated by every Jamaican and everybody who has Jamaica's best interest at heart.
Yes.
Because if there's a place to state your claim or make your case, it's there. We want to bounce back economically from this monstrous disaster, and there's no better place to get help, aid, or even the best loans, or to put the best bonds out. Listen, neighbor, you can't go to, just like how you can't go to some people platform for good content or for information or to learn anything. If you should go over to some people platform to learn information about how government is run or should be run, then you can't complain when you get BS over there. You got to come to Politics Plus if you want to learn something. If you want to get aid or if you want to recover better, where else to go than the G20 summit? Can the Prime Minister go to Westmoreland and get aid for the recovery of to recover Jamaica? The aid that we already got, and the foot soldiers, no disrespect to nobody, everybody else is foot soldier to the Prime Minister. The buck stop with the Prime Minister, and he delegates enough people to go
no matter
to
who he
Westmoreland,
sends,
St.
no matter who he
Elizabeth.
sends, no matter who he sends, Casey, these world leaders would rather have him.
Yes, as I said, he can send anybody to St. Elizabeth and Westmoreland, but he has to be present at the G20 summit. And Mark Golding and the PNP should be saying, good move. And I hope we get the best out of it. I would prefer to hear them make a claim that the Prime Minister did not represent well or did not send enough to get enough aid, rather than criticize him going. There's no other conscious decision than going. Not that he didn't represent well or he didn't state his claim well, or he didn't appeal to the more fortunate or the richer country well. But if they wanted to criticize something, I think it would make more sense if they tried to criticize that. But Neighbour, the People's National Party, this is not to you, this is for the People's National Party. Guys, if you don't realize, people are thinking more and more every day, if you want the best for Jamaica, or you want to see Jamaica crumble, do you want to see Jamaica burn so you can rule over the ash? Somebody from the PNP answer me. Because every positive move that this government make to bring Jamaica forward, PNP criticize and try to tear down. I understand that politically, for political survival, it is almost imperative, based on the PNP policies, that the government fail for them to survive politically, because they don't try to outdo the JLP. What they try to do is drag down the government. But take a different strategy. Start doing positive things, come up with better policies and ideas so you can compete with a government moving forward. Tearing them down, yes, you have followers, you have help to tear them down, but it have not worked. Coming out of a pandemic, a 3.5 years pandemic, and the government basically have about a year to be properly functional to reach the people. And you couldn't win the general election then. You lost big. So tearing them down did not help you. You know that it did not help you. The less literate, let's say so, the illiterate people who follows you may think you have done well because according to them, you took back 14 seats. But you know that based on the political landscape from 2016 to now, you have moved backward, because with the votes share basically in the same percentage. You lost by 1 seat, now you lose by 7. So tearing down the government is not going to help you, because you are putting yourself out there as PNP, not Jamaican, and JLP and Jamaican will vote against you. So Mark Golding and the PNP, that strategy is not going to work. And you can't do everything for political expedience. It's not the most important thing. It may be the most important thing to you politically, but it's not the most important thing to Jamaica and Jamaicans and the wider world. They're not seeing you in a good light. You're not in a good light. You're not doing a good job. You're causing controversy. The only people are benefiting are TikTokers who are getting some likes and views and maybe $100 more come month end. It's not even helping mainstream media who are picking up these and running with it. if you look at the finances of the RJR Communication Group, they are not being taken serious by many as media. Again, they're not being invested in properly, and they're not making any return. Politics Plus is doing better than RJR Communication Group financially. It might be yes. It might be much smaller, neighbor. It might be much smaller. You may not make back all the money you invest, as I know most of the time. But you may lose some money because you don't do it for the money, you do it to help the country. But they are moving further backwards than you if you look at their finances. I know you're losing, but they are losing more. So I'm just saying that's not attractive. The PNP will not attract more than they have already attracted with this type of behavior going forward. You're just keeping who you already have interested. You're not attracting anybody. If anything, you will lose some of that support you have. The propaganda run out of steam. Yes, you can close the pot. You can close the pot and cook.
Go there politics.
Yes, we are losing less. We are losing less. We're not making any money, but we are losing less than they are doing. People don't take them serious anymore because they are providing the same kind of service as mediocre TikTokers.
Wow.
Yes. And that's what happened when they put a political agenda in front of professionalism.
Boy, I tell you.
And neighbor, one thing with this Prime Minister, he stick to the task. He never gets distracted. And this government, I've learned from previous tenure, where disaster come, economic meltdown, sometimes globally, and one particular tenure already, they were distracted and they were drained. This Prime Minister is making sure the government mechanism are in place and they are working.
Sorry about that.
So the greatest thing is the government will not be distracted.
Fantastic. The second is, Casey, is that I made a point last night that we have to balance relief with responsibility. And I noticed one of those bloggers have put out a tape saying that I am saying that government must not give people houses. Now, is there a point to be made, Casey, in that if you continue to give people things, that somehow they reach a point where they feel that they're entitled to get this, and that we need to, in our distribution, in our recovery, we have to look at how we are going to hand up people rather than hand out to them all the time?
Yes, neighbor, and that's why the economic recovery is most important. Somebody a house, and then I not even doing well enough to pay their property taxes. Help others that I need. So our resilience as a country is important, and the Prime Minister have stated it, that there are different levels. The government will be helping people. The government will be helping people to rebuild homes. The government will be assisting people with material. There are different levels, and they have to do their investigation and make sure the right set of people get the right help, who can build back their house, will build it back before those hate start. And I would think who don't build back their homes by January just can't afford to do so. Because nobody who can put a roof over their head will stay out for 4 or 5 months waiting on government aid, or even 3 months with tarpaulin over their head. So based on the process, we will get the signal who can help themselves, who could help, who had to take a loan and the government could still help them. You know, and that's what the Prime Minister have said. And you make an important point. Everybody cannot sit and wait on the government, because then you are the one who suffers. You and your family and suffer. When you can help yourself, you can clean up a place, you can clean up the rubble. Listen to me. And they say people have 9-year memory, you know. It's the Prime Minister's and the government's response to Hurricane Beryl that causes this level of dependency. Because this country don't used to getting aid from government after a disaster.
Yes, that's so true. So true.
No,
Yes.
I will ask anybody on here to bring their receipt and show me what they got from the government during Ivan. Ivan swept across the country. What you got from the government during Hurricane Dean? It was in Beryl, people was getting $400,000 check, $200,000 check, $150,000 check, getting material, getting this. Because of this government. So here comes a disaster. A lot of people will sit down and wait to see what their check is going to be like. Wow. And the Prime Minister, the government is trying to send a signal to you that yes, you will get what you're supposed to get, but we need to bounce back as a country. So show the resilience, help yourself while you can. It has been documented what you went through. So just help yourself. Nobody is sending a signal to people that look, the government should not help people. That's what the government is for. The government is for the people.
Casey, am I not correct that
and remember,
within these communities, Casey, there are employment opportunities that the government could engage the community to and pay them? Aren't there economic employment opportunities even within these spaces?
Yes, neighbor. The Prime Minister have gone as far as mentioned that they will pay people to engage in cleanup in their own communities. And that's like getting the job done in terms of cleaning up the communities while creating employment for people so the local economy can bounce back.
Correct.
And that's how this Prime Minister and this government think. And that's why we should just leave the Prime Minister and the government and let them do their work. But neighbor, the people who are giving misinformation, it's not necessarily that they don't understand. Well, one or two of them don't really understand. One or two of them learn to read and write since smartphone came in. And no disrespect, it's a lot of people's situation. So they don't know better. Smartphone and social media give them
Am I not correct that the balancing act that the government has to do is even more deleterious because of the perception of the opposition that somehow the government should be giving more money to increase the scope? I see, for example, Dr. Campbell saying this. If I could find Dr. Campbell saying that the the government needs to give more. That $10 million
Yes,
is not.
sorry about that. I got a phone. Sorry about that.
Yeah.
I'm
saying
saying the balance
in the minds of more people. Hold on, Casey.
$1 million have been allocated to
Listen to this.
hardest hit parishes to help with housing support. Dr. Campbell says it's woefully inadequate.
The allocation of $10 million to a constituency is totally insufficient. If you put it in context, the Welcome to Montego Bay sign was for $17 million. We have 5,000 people that their homes were totally destroyed, not damaged, totally destroyed. So clearly $10 million. And we know that must be a start, but even as a start, it's not sufficient.
Even as a start, Casey, it's not sufficient. Now, when you have this type of posture from the opposition, what are the people to walk away with, Casey? How are the people to understand what is happening?
And the thing is, again, that exploiting the illiterate people. I can't find a better way of saying it, because what Dr. Campbell is doing, and he knows what he's doing, he's giving the impression that the prime ministers have given them $10 million to build back their constituency and build back people's houses. That was like for immediate help, for immediate relief, neighbor. And they need to use it and do that. There are some places that maybe need a couple pieces of board and a few sheets of zinc. That's just for immediate relief to get people on track, for people to survive. They were still assessing at the point when that $10 million was allocated. So I can't really elaborate on what Dr. Campbell is saying, because it's kind of out of context. You understand? Elaborating on it much is let him getting away with the narrative he's trying to push. Because we are going to discuss the $10 million and what it can do, but the wrong message is already sent as far as what it is supposed to do or what it was allocated to do. You, Mr. Campbell, are not responsible for rebuilding Westmoreland Eastern. That's the government and the Prime Minister's job. Yes, you are a part of the process. You will be a part of the process. But the Prime Minister will not allocate $100 billion to you, because you cannot be trusted. Because the strategy of the party that you're a general secretary of is to tear down the government and hope they fail in order to gain political mileage. So how can the Prime Minister trust you with $100 billion to rebuild back the constituencies when your strategy so far has been to fail the people in order to blame the government?
Catch you at 7, Casey, just after. I'll text you.
Okay. Good day, everybody.
That's going to do it for us today. Courtesy of good girl Diane Widex and Jamaican Princess. Thank you so much for extending yourselves. Jamaican Princess Widex, good girl Diane, thank you so much. We'll be back at 7 o'clock with another great program for you, okay?